Now let's talk about growing the glow. So how do you grow fireflies? When it comes to the firefly, the real magic happens when the biology and the horticulture work together. Growing this plant successfully means applying strong foundational petunia culture with a few specific considerations to support its most unique trait, the bioluminescence. This segment, we will walk you through the best practices for production, greenhouse performance, and post-harvest handling, so the glow remains consistent and vibrant from the plug tray to the retail bench. Now, let's begin with the basics. The Firefly petunia grows similarly to a standard vegetative petunia. It thrives in full sun, it prefers consistent moisture, and it requires strong fertility to maintain both vegetative growth and bloom production. For lighting, aim for 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight per day during the growing phase. In greenhouse production, high light intensity and strong DLI support tightens the inner nodes and creates more compact growth and early flowering. In high heat climates, some late afternoon shade can reduce the stress, but overall, this is a full sun crop. If you're growing outdoors or in high tunnels, consider placements carefully. Shade, overhangs, and even translucent roof panels can reduce growth and ultimately impact the strength of the glow. As we talk about media and containers, the Firefly petunia requires a well-drained growing medium with strong water holding capacity and airflow. A peat-based mix with perlite or vermiculite works very well. Avoid compacted or overly saturated media. The drainage is essential not just for the root health, but for the consistent top growth and flower quality. Container production follows standard sizing. Firefly is ideal in a 4-inch, 5-inch, or a quart container, as well as hanging baskets. Bottom drainage is a non-negotiable, as we all know, but if you're producing in trays or moving from pot to plug, monitor for the early root binding and transplant on schedule. This will set your plant up for success across the board. If you're doing any landscaping or display planting with the Firefly, we recommend that you space the Fireflies 6 to 8 inches apart to ensure adequate air movement and reduce any disease pressure that may be put on the plant in that situation. Watering practices should maintain even moisture while avoiding excess. Allow the top 20 to 30% of the media to dry slightly between irrigations. The wilting or oversaturation both cause stress, and stress can compromise the visible glow, so consistent care is very important. This brings us to fertility. The Firefly petunia is a very heavy feeder. Its strong vegetative growth and continuous bloom production require a well-managed fertility program. Apply a balanced petunia formulated fertilizer on a regular schedule. Ideally, this is every 7 to 14 days. And then monitor the EC to avoid overfeeding as you're going through the process. The goal is to maintain active, healthy growth from start to finish. The enzyme responsible for the plant's glow depends on cellular activity. And the glow is strongest when the plant is thriving. The enzyme is directly tied to the metabolism of the plant, meaning that anywhere it's growing, it's actively glowing. Try to say that 5 times fast. All right, now let's talk temperature. The Firefly petunia is not frost tolerant, but it can handle some cold temperatures. Production and retail displays should not begin until nighttime temperatures consistently stay above 40 degrees Fahrenheit. If it does get any cold damage, it can be permanent. At the same time, highly sustained heat above 90 degrees Fahrenheit may reduce flower production and lead to decreased bioluminescence. For optimal performance with the Firefly, nighttime temperatures between 55 and 65 degrees are ideal. The Firefly petunia does not require darkness to grow, but it does require darkness to glow. While it will develop and flower under standard greenhouse conditions, the glow itself is only visible in low light environments. This is common sense, but I just need to state it out loud. This makes plant health all the more important. Customers only see the glow if it's present and strong when they get it home. So let's review the specific factors that will influence the glow quality. First, plant maturity. The glow intensifies as flowers reach full bloom, but the younger buds will always glow more brightly. Second, plant health. The glow fades with stress, so we're going to avoid disease, dehydration, overheating, and poor fertility. Third, darkness. The glow is only visible under low light conditions. The darker the environment, the more pronounced the glow. And last but not least, the time of day. The glow is strongest in early evening and at night. Encourage customers to view at dusk or in complete darkness. As a grower or garden center, you'll want to protect that performance all the way to the point of sale. Whether you're shipping to a broker, prepping for a trade show, or staging a glow display in your store, be sure that the plants are hardened off, free of pests, and in peak bloom. No post-harvest treatment is needed. The bioluminescent trait is genetically encoded and self-sustaining. But healthy plants glow brighter, and that glow is what differentiates this product in the market from everything else. To summarize this, the Firefly Petunia is not difficult to grow, but it does need a little extra. It slots well into existing Petunia production schedules, but don't be afraid to do a very heavy feed so that the plants are glowing their brightest and are at their healthiest. To unlock the full customer experience, that visible glow, growers really need to prioritize quality culture, consistent fertility, and clean production environments. Strong growth equals strong glow. And when the glow shows up at retail, that's when the Firefly becomes more than a plant. It becomes the reason that our customers stop, they smile, and then they buy.